All right, welcome in, everyone. We're diving deep today into the history of the Gurkhas. We've gotten a lot of requests from you to do a show on them. And,
Yeah. Fantastic.
these guys are legendary, but I feel like most of us only know the surface level stuff.
Right.
So we're going to go way deeper. We're talking early encounters with the British, some insane battles, a legal battle for their rights here in the UK.
Their loyalty is really legendary, isn't it? It's a story that goes back centuries, all the way to the early 1800s.
Yeah, lay it on us. What happened?
Well, picture this. 1814, the Gurkha War. The British, a major military power, come face to face with these Gurkha soldiers from Nepal. They are completely caught off guard by how fierce and tenacious these Gurkhas are.
Whoa.
It's like they've never encountered anything like it. This war, it's a turning point. Some of these Gurkha soldiers, they actually start volunteering for the British East India Company, this massive trading company that, let's be honest, pretty much ran India at the time.
That's wild.
And this right here is the beginning of a long, long history of Gurkha service with the British.
So they volunteer, join up with the East India Company. What happens next?
Well, they proved themselves pretty quickly. The Pindari War, battles in Bharatpur, the Sikh Wars. The Gurkhas show everyone what they're made of.
And this is all before 1857, right? Before that huge uprising, the Sepoy Mutiny.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting. You have this rebellion against the British Indian soldiers and the East India Company's army. It's complete chaos.
Yeah, a turning point in Indian history for sure.
But get this, in the middle of all this, the Gurkha regiments, they stay loyal to the British.
No way they didn't switch sides.
Nope, they held firm. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Why, though? I mean, what made them so loyal to the British during such a chaotic time?
Well, there are a few things. Their culture, they have a deep sense of honor. Loyalty is a huge deal. Once they give their word, that's it. Plus, the British, they'd built up a decent relationship with the Gurkhas. They treated them with respect, recognized their skills as soldiers. So there was this mutual respect, trust.
Interesting. So it's like cultural values plus a solid working relationship. That's a potent combo.
Absolutely. And there's this one event, it really highlights their loyalty. The defense of Hindu Rao's house in Delhi during the mutiny.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that. The 2nd Gurkha Rifles, they held their position against a massive attack.
Yeah, alongside the 60th Rifles. Talk about courage under fire. It's a testament to their dedication and skill.
For sure. But their story is way bigger than just India. They become a global force in the 20th century. I mean, just think about their involvement in the world wars, in Europe, in the Middle East.
Right. And then you have Malaya, the Malayan emergency. The Gurkhas are basically jumble warfare experts at this point, drawing on their experience in Burma during World War II.
Their ability to adapt to different terrains and different types of conflict, that's incredible. And what about their time in Hong Kong?
Hong Kong. They were essential there too for decades, providing security, patrolling the border. They even played a part in containing unrest during times like the Cultural Revolution, even the Star Ferry riots. They did it all.
Talk about being versatile, from keeping the peace to handling some pretty serious civil disturbances.
Right, but things shift again in 1947, a huge moment.
Indian independence.
Yeah, the end of British rule.
Yeah,
And this has a massive impact on the Gurkhas.
totally. So what happens to them when India becomes independent?
Well, they sign this tripartite agreement, India, Nepal, and Britain all involved. Some Gurkha regiments join the new Indian army. Others, they keep serving with the British.
So even after India gains independence, the British still want to keep the Gurkhas in their ranks.
Exactly. I mean, that says a lot about their reputation, right? And these British Gurkha regiments, they go on to see action in all sorts of places. The Brunei Revolt, defending Dhekelia in Cyprus when Turkey invades, even the Falklands War.
Yeah, we're there too.
Oh yeah, the 7th Gurkhas, they captured Mount William. Pretty pivotal moment in that war. It just solidified their reputation as one of the toughest fighting forces out there.
Always on the front lines of history, huh?
It seems that way.
And then, 1994, a big shakeup. The Royal Gurkha Rifles is formed.
Yeah, all 4 British Gurkha regiments, they merge into one. The world's changing, and the Gurkhas adapt.
Makes sense. But then, another big change. 1997, Hong Kong is handed back to China.
Huge shift. The Gurkha headquarters and their training, everything moves to the UK.
I bet that was a massive adjustment for a lot of them.
Oh, for sure. But it's a new chapter, and even with the move, they keep getting deployed all over. Kosovo, East Timor, Sierra Leone, even Afghanistan, they're still fighting for Britain on foreign soil. But back at home, there's a different battle brewing.
Well, like a cultural clash or something?
Not exactly. This is about something really important. The Gurkhas' right to settle in the UK.
Wait, so they were fighting for Britain, risking their lives, but they couldn't even live in Britain.
That's the crazy part. Many Gurkhas who'd served for years were hitting roadblocks when they tried to settle down in the UK.
That seems so
It
unfair.
was a complicated situation, lots of legal stuff going on, political stuff too. But the Gurkhas, they didn't back down. They fought for what they deserved.
So how'd they do it?
Well, there's a big win in 2008. The High Court, they ruled that there need to be clearer guidelines for Gurkhas settling in the UK. And then finally, victory. 2009. Gurkhas who served 4 years or more before 1997, they get the right to settle in the UK.
That's huge. I mean, and just think about their whole journey, from those first battles in the Himalayas, going toe-to-toe with the British, to fighting for their rights in British courts. It's incredible.
It really is. The loyalty, the adaptability, the sheer courage of these soldiers, it's amazing. But it makes you think, how has this history, the battles, the struggles, how has it all shaped who the Gurkhas are today? Their reputation in the world.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
One I hope our listeners will think about as they learn more about the Gurkhas, their stories, their individual journeys. It's inspiring stuff. It reminds you what the human spirit can overcome, and it's a piece of history we should all know about.
Sure.
All right, everyone, that is our deep dive into Gurkha history. Let us know what you thought, and as always, keep on learning.
Absolutely.